Hello, welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to tell you about Pinocchio. Okay, let's start. Pinocchio. Once there lived an old but very skilled carpenter called Geppetto. One day he found a magical piece of wood. He immediately set about carving a puppet out of that magical piece of wood. When he finished the puppet's eyes began to roll, and the nose grew larger, and the puppet became alive. It took the old man's cap and started dancing. Geppetto called him Pinocchio. Pinocchio was very naughty. He teased the old man in many ways. In order to turn him into a well behaved and educated boy, he sent him to school. The very first day, when he was going to school, he saw a puppet theatre on the way. He sold his new book to buy a ticket for the show. He entered the theatre and liked the puppets made of wood like him. He ran up to the stage and started dancing with them. The audience were pleased because his artless dancing had added variety to the show. The puppet master patted him and gave him 5 gold pieces as a reward. Putting the gold pieces into his pocket, he came out. On his way, he met a cat who was wearing a label round his neck which read blind, and a fox who was walking with the help of a stick because he was very old and weak. They travelled together and came to an inn to take supper and rest. They had a hearty supper. When the time of payment came, the cat and the fox left through the back door on the pretext to wash their paws and whiskers. Pinocchio had to pay the bill. Next day he again started his journey. Just as he entered the woods, he was attacked by 2 masked bandits. The bandits were the cat and the fox. In fact, they were rogues. They said, "Your money or we take your life." Pinocchio said, "Search me. I have no money." They searched him all over, but could not find gold pieces which were in his mouth. They hung him on a high branch of a tall tree. A fairy with blue dress came to know that a puppet was hanging from a tree. The kind-hearted Blue Fairy rescued him. Blue Fairy treated him like a lost brother. She looked after him. Pinocchio was soon able to go on another journey, but he wished to become a real boy. He asked, "How can I change into a real little boy?" The fairy told him, "If you change your behavior, read well, and become gentle, well-behaved boy, then you can change into a real living boy." Pinocchio said, "I'll be a nice boy. I'll regularly go to school and do all good things." The fairy was pleased. She called her favorite bird and ordered him to take Pinocchio to his father Geppetto. Pinocchio was sitting on the bird, which was moving fast towards his master and father Geppetto. When they were crossing the sea, he saw below and was so afraid of the high currents that he fell down from the bird and was swallowed by a shark. The bird informed the fairy who moved her magic wand. A great flash of water came and he was thrown out of the mouth of the shark towards his master who had come there in search of his puppet child. Geppetto was very pleased to get his magical creation back. Pinocchio told his story and requested, "Please send me to school. I want to be a nice, gentle, and educated boy." Geppetto readily agreed. Pinocchio was a disciplined and a well-behaved boy now. He spent his days reading books, cleaning the cottage, and look after his old father. One night the fairy came to him in a dream. She was pleased with him and granted him his dearest wish. In the morning, when he woke up from his sleep, he was no longer a wooden puppet, but a real boy of flesh and blood. Geppetto was amazed at the change and happy to get a real son. They spent their days happily. The stories end. Thank you.